Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. In this video, I'd like to share with you some techniques I use for taking really nice quality pictures of my fused glass art. Now, glass can be a little difficult to take pictures of because sometimes your project has transparent areas and there's opaque areas. Sometimes it has so much reflective quality that the lights in the area are bouncing off it and create unusual patterns that are kind of undesirable. So I want to show you a couple of really quick and easy tips and tricks that I use to take really nice pictures. So what I have here is a bar stool on the table, and I put this piece of foam board in front of it to hide the bar stool. Over here I have this big open door with lots of natural light coming in that's going to bounce off the art when I take the photo. So before I do that, I'm going to take the artwork out of the way, and I'm going to place this piece of paper here to create kind of an invisible, a background with no lines. So I find the end of this tape. There we go. And this is just a piece of white butcher paper. I got to get it at a roll. And a big roll. You could also use, construction paper or any kind of art paper you get, at your art and craft store. We're going to tape that up there. So the poster board, this foam board, acts like a nice firm thing that hides the legs of the bar stool from the light going through this thin paper, and also holds this paper in a nice position. So these are the two pieces I want to show you how to take photos of. This one's freestanding. Freestanding is pretty easy because it stands there all by itself. The light comes through. I generally start by taking a picture of the art like this, kind of straight on. I'll just take pictures with my phone. I'll show you how to do that. All right, so we're going to line it up, and I try to get kind of close to the art. I try to make sure visually that the bottom edge of the art is lined up with the bottom edge of the frame, and the sides are lined up. So they're not, like this where they're angled. At least for this first picture, we try to get it all nice and lined up. Okay, now the camera's going to act silly. Oh gosh, don't you hate when that happens? All right, let's try that. Go back to the camera. All right, try this again. Oh, now it's going to do a pan out. We don't want that. We want just a photo. All right, here we are. All right, so I'm cropping the picture. There we go. All right, so I'm cropping the picture with the camera. So I have no, extra noise. I'm not getting all this other background stuff in my picture. I can go back in on the computer or even in my photo thing here, and I can crop this to get rid of some of that extra white space there. But look how beautiful that is. It's got great color, great composition, nothing distracting from the art. Looks really nice. So that would be my first picture. Then I would probably take one like this to show kind of the extra shape of the art. Notice I'm getting kind of low. And I'm also keeping an eye on these edges to make sure they're kind of lined up with the edge of the picture frame. All right, let's look at that. And oh, there we go. And that's a nice picture also. It shows the shape, gives you a little better idea that this piece overhangs, shows the base, shows the nice curvature that it's kind of, disappearing, and it has that nice shape to it. So great picture, loving that, right? So I would take pictures in a couple different directions, a couple different places around the studio, but mainly that's my first go-to for a real plain, simple, fast, easy, accurate color photo would be with this white backdrop. So this one has both opaque and transparent material in it, so that can make it a little more difficult to take a photograph of. Plus, it has this iridized, which is very reflective. So I might start by doing this, very carefully lining that up and leaning it there. And we would take this picture, and look how beautiful that is. Okay, look how beautiful that came out. Look, you see the iridized, got a nice reflection there. You notice how I squared up the edges. And then I would just crop this photo to take off that extra white space top and bottom. All right, so now let's do another picture with this piece, showing kind of how it sits like this. Now here, I probably need a little more paper down here. So we're going to bring this down a little bit. There we go. Because we need a little more table space for this one. And we'll put this one here at a bit of an angle. Now, sometimes, this is the way this direction is. In order to get that nice reflective quality, I sometimes take a bunch of little pieces of clear glass taped together with clear tape, and I use that as a prop underneath to bring the glass up, and because it's clear, it tends to disappear. So let's do something like this, kind of showing that. Now this one, all right, is likely that I'll have to crop this one on the computer to get rid of some of that background stuff. Actually, if we do it just like that, there we go. We get a nice photo. We don't have any stuff distracting in the background. Get a nice sense of the shape and the curvature. Might also want to take a picture like this to show, let's see, go back, to show the shape. This one's a little tricky because look, I'm getting some distractions over here. That will have to be cropped off. Ooh, and look at this, if I go down here, that wonderful reflection that we're getting down there. That's really pretty. So I'll go ahead and take that with the understanding that we'll do some cropping on this photo. But so if you're taking a piece of your art, picture of your art, and you're going to either put it on your website or you want to sell it somewhere, or you're going to put it in a gallery or, whatever you want to do, or just show, students or friends what you've made, it's a good idea to take a few different angles so they can get a sense of not only the imagery of the design, but also the shape. All right, another thing I like to do is after I've taken the pictures inside the studio on the table, we have a nice sunny day, I like to take the artwork outside and see if I can get some pictures of the glass work really, really shining and looking beautiful. So I have a little plastic table here. I have my foam board outside. I like the foam board because it's stiff, it's reflective. Notice right here the paper. The paper's not as reflective as the foam board. So, and the foam board is portable. You can take it anywhere you want to go. But look how beautifully this is represented on the foam board. Now watch this. Okay, if we lift this up on these little blocks. Okay, oops, maybe I need a little bit bigger block, but look at that. Look at the reflection under there. Isn't that just beautiful? Now we've got a little wind here, making this a little bit scary. But let me rotate this like that so that we have the most use out of that foam board, okay? And then I'm gonna take my camera. Now you could certainly use a more elaborate camera for this, but a lot of times because you're taking things quickly, spontaneously, the phone seems to work really well. And they're easy to email to yourself or plug the wire in, get them on your computer, then you can manipulate them more. But what I'm loving about this is down here I got this fabulous reflection. So I'm going to come down here and try to capture that. Wow, look at that. Isn't that just spectacular? Now, if we put it on portrait mode, that could be cool. Let's try that. And then we'll get a picture of the art with a blurred background, which can be very cool. Except this is probably going to blur. It's not going to have the same depth of field. So the background is nice and blurry. And look at that spectacular color. That really gives someone the impression of this piece of art. Now I'm going to, oh my gosh, over here, well, I'm going to send it out to myself by accident. Let's go right now over here. If I take this photo, wow, that's really pretty. Let's go back to regular picture mode. And then over here, wow, look at that. Now I'm getting a bunch of distractions with stuff in the studio. So I would likely put this on the computer and block out that background so I don't get all that distraction back in here. But look at the light coming through there. Someone looks at this and say, wow, that's really spectacular. And also we should probably take one from the top. Let's go back over here. Now look, I'm getting the shadow of my phone in there, so I need to move in a different direction. Oh, still getting the shadow. Okay, so this definitely has to be taken at some sort of perspective. That's not working. All right, check this out right here. This is another reason why the foam board is advantageous. See, the paper wants to move on you, and the foam board's staying nice and still. And look at the reflective quality on there. So I buy the foam board. This is my photo foam board. So I keep it in a place like behind a door on a shelf. I keep it dust free. I put the other side up, which has a sticker on it. and I keep it in such a way that it stays clean and dry and in good condition so I have it to use whenever I need it. All right, here's a comparison of the photo inside the studio on the white paper, and then here it is outside. And look at that, it's like hovering in space, the spectacular color there. And look at the pattern for the twisted cane. Now this is the portrait mode, so not great because the bulk of the picture is in out of focus, but it's kind of cool because it's artsy looking. And then here's another image, and actually the background here is so dark, it doesn't really distract. And then here's another one. Look how beautiful it is. And look at the ear dyes showing here. Really pretty. And then another one at that perspective. And then I tried taking one from the top, but my phone, the shadow of my phone was in it, so that didn't work out so well. All right, so let me show you this other piece. All right, let's take this one and kind of do the same thing. Now this one, what I'm looking for here is having the sunlight reflect off that dichroic so that it really shows nicely. So let's go back to camera mode. Oops, let's go back here and fill that in. Now this one, actually portrait mode would be really good because look how that background all blurs, but the artwork is in focus. Let me take another one with this sort of back here. Kind of like an infinity edge off the back. Yeah, oh wow. That's so pretty, so pretty. All right, let's take one this way. Why not, right? Now this one, we've got the shadow there. Let's see if we can get some of that reflection. Oh, come over here and look. Look at this beautiful treatment happening over here. So let's try this. There we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, we're gonna take it, put it back on regular photo mode. And that's very pretty. Not only are we getting that reflection there, but we're also getting, oops, kind of artistic, extra artistic shape there, which is really pretty. Here we're getting some color and the artistic shape. This one we got the shadow, strong shadow here, nice blurred background. Now that one, look, I didn't square that up very well. I squared up these sides, but not the bottom. So I would retake that to try to get that squared up, or I would force the angle and really make it severe so it was obvious that I was trying to get it from a different perspective. Okay, now we're on site. We've got the nice basic picture with the white background. We have the picture with the reflections and the white foam board. Now we're going to try to take some pictures of the pieces out on site and see if we can put some sort of background to them and get some nice light through them that really makes them sparkle. So here I've got this piece. We're up here by my front porch. I've got this piece situated such a way that the column is holding it up. I'm going to move this one out of the way temporarily so that I can get some really nice pictures of this piece with the reflective qualities. Now look how beautiful that is. We've got the green over here is kind of nice. This tan is nice. We've got some interesting shadows over here. Let's try moving it around a little bit like that. And hopefully, this has a texture on it, so I'm hoping it doesn't slide. All right, now I'm gonna get down lower. And now I'm getting some of the greenery. I'm getting a little bit of blue sky. I'll go like this to give it a little more of an angle. And we're also kind of getting a sense of the shape, that this piece has a curvature to it, which is also really nice. Now notice I'm kind of filling the frame with the image. Over here, look at that. Let's do a portrait one now. See how that works. Yes, okay, let's go back to regular. I take hundreds and hundreds of pictures of my art in order to get something that really makes it feel exciting. And look at the way this ear dyes is showing up. That's just really beautiful. All right, now let's try this one and see. Okay, now this one we're getting a fabulous, you're not going to see it from where you are, we're getting a fabulous reflection on the back. So we kind of want to take that picture in such a way that we can get that perspective. So let's turn it this way, which is not as super great. And maybe I'll go around the other side of the column. Maybe I'll just take this piece around the other side of the column. And usually I work on the column over there, but this one has the sunshine on it. And of course, during the course of the year, as the sun moves, it changes my photo shoot locations. All right. Let's see, we've got some beautiful color happening here, but how can we get more of that? You know, this might be an opportunity to use that foam board again in order to really see those colors. But I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a picture of that. Oh, it's awfully bright. A little bit hard to see. Make it down low. Well, I want to be a little bit high. That way I'm getting that beautiful reflection and I'm getting this fun shape that adds to the art, adds to the photo, because it's giving us a sense of this contour that this glass has. We have these wonderful stone benches in the front yard, and I love the natural texture and color of the stone. So I'll frequently bring my artwork out here and try to take a picture of on this. But they come out best if the stones are in the sun. We have a lot of trees right here, so you have to kind of pick your time of day in order to get the best sun. So I put this here, getting a little bit of sun through it. It's a little wobbly, that's okay. But you can see it's a more muted photo because we're not getting that much color. So let's go ahead and we'll take a picture and see how that comes out. And now I'm going to do portrait so that it blurs the background. And let's include that cool shadow on the front. All right, and let's see what we've got here. And look, that's really beautiful. Now we can brighten that up a little bit on the computer. We could, oh my gosh, that's really pretty. I love the shadows and things on the stone. I love that the background's all blurred out. Now portrait, you want to kind of get your artwork flat in the screen because otherwise part of the artwork's out of focus. So let me show you an example of that. We do it like this and we keep it in portrait mode. Oh, here we go. Oh gosh, that's still pretty. It's still darn pretty. Let's get down here a little bit more. Now I'm trying to line up this edge with the glass. But see, okay, let me show you. Oops, I think I'm wearing out my camera. All right, that last one. Notice how this is in focus and this is not. Okay, so that can be a cool effect. And then this shape is a little weird. It's almost like, what is that? Is that a wine glass on its side? What is it? So I don't know that is reading well there compared to that one, which I think reads a little bit better. That one I think is really nice. And I just love that one. Except look, I cut off the top of it because my eyes were in the sun. I cut off the top on both of those, so I'd want to go back and retake those. Anyway, so let's head back to the studio. All right, so our front porch has this fun brick pavers on it. So I thought, wow, don't the brick pavers have a nice dichotomy, variation, different, less structured background for this piece of art? So let's take a picture of it right here. This is what I love about taking pictures, is especially digitally, is gosh, you can just take them till you're like, oh my gosh, until you have a gazillion that you just love. And then you have to decide, well, which one am I going to keep? I'm purposely keeping the perspective a little high because when I go down, I get that white beam, and I think that's a little distracting. All right, now I'm going to try one more thing, just because I love taking pictures. I'm going to try taking one this way and see what kind of shape we get here. And let's see, we've got, okay, this is kind of strange. If we go this way, we've got a nice shape. There's some color, but the brick color is absorbing the glass color, so I'm not really seeing it. Let's take this out of the way. And let's go ahead and take another picture, because we can always delete them if we don't like them. All right, we'll take one in portrait mode. Okay, I'll show you what we have. All right, let's see. Oh gosh, look, that came out beautiful. I love the brick with it. That one came out really pretty. Now this one's not portrait mode. See, I can see the rocking chair here. And this one, the rocking chair and everything in the background is out of focus. So really pretty. I don't even mind that line there because you kind of have a line here. You kind of like, you know, lines kind of focusing you in towards the art. So I think that's really cool. Okay, we're really going to head back to the studio now. All right, well, some of the pictures did not show well outside because it was so bright. So I want to give you kind of a little slideshow here of the photos we've taken so far. Here's the piece in front of the white paper inside the studio. Here's a different perspective. I got a little over here, kind of, don't have it lined up quite as well as this one. This one's lined up better. I like that better. This one looks a little washed out too. That one lineup is much better, so that one's great. Here we've got a nice perspective shot. Another perspective shot. And then here's the other project. Look how nicely that squares up and fits in the frame. Really beautiful there. And look at the detail we have in the iridized, how well that shows. Just really beautiful. Okay, and then we've got another perspective, which looks great. And then this one we're going to have to do a little cropping in the background, but we've got this beautiful reflection here in the bottom. Another perspective here, giving you a sense of the curvature. And then here we've got it outside on the foam board on top of those little pieces of clear glass. We're getting that beautiful reflection there. That one's in portrait mode. That one, that's really pretty, isn't it? We got that beautiful sense of the shape, the curvature, the colors, the reflections, really adding a lot to that photo. And then here's another perspective. And even another, just loving these. And then this one is on the foam board with the portrait background, so it's blurry. This one's a little different perspective. This one's real pretty. And then we took this one where we have that beautiful reflection and that shape in the front. Really love that. Although the item got a little dark up here. So maybe take that again with the entire thing with the white board behind it. That might be more effective. And then this one's really pretty. Also, again, we've got that darkness up here. We want to brighten that up somehow. And then over there on the front porch, look how beautiful that came out. Oh my, look at this. We've got a great colors there. We've got some interesting background. Really nice, got some foliage there, adds to it. Oops. These are just coming out really, really nice. Just loving it. Like the different angles there on the leaves, how that adds to the space, and the reflection here is really fun and pretty. That one's got portrait mode, so this part of the art is out of focus, so not so great there. But I do like that this is out of focus, and I do love the crispness of this part of the image. Here's one that's not in portrait mode. And then this one in that same area, got that nice reflection. There we got the beautiful background behind it, and see nice colors. There it is over there on the stone bench. On the stone bench again. That came out, it's prettier here in the studio than I thought it was out there. And then here we have it on the brick. And we've got this in one direction, and then this one has nice color throughout the entire thing, which is really nice. And then in the other direction, we've got some nice color. We've got that pretty shadow there. I like this one a lot because of the reflective quality of all those pieces of dichroic. Really fun. And that's the end of our picture. The iPhone has this cool feature where you can custom crop an image that has a really identified outside shape. You kind of grab it, put your finger on there. Let's see if it'll do it, and see. And then it asks you if you want to share. Oh, let's do it again. There we go. We want to share it. I'm having a little trouble doing this because, okay. And now I'm going to text it to myself. Let's see, here we go. And then we'll send it. And we'll go look at my text. And look, we have the image without any background. Oh, look, I sent it to myself twice. We got the image without any background. So that's really cool. Then you can take this, which is a PNG file with no background, a transparent background. You could take this and put it in any type of setting you want to. So I'm not sure if other phones have that option, but it's a really cool feature. So you can take your art and put it in a lifestyle background. So that could be a lot of fun to play with. All right, well, I also have an expensive, elaborate photo cube that I use for taking pictures, but it's 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. It takes up a lot of table space. It takes a few minutes to set up. It takes quite a few minutes to tear down because you have to kind of roll it inside itself, and it's complicated. We have to, every time we want to close that thing up, we have to watch a YouTube video telling us and showing us how to do it. Is that complicated? Really isn't that complicated, it just feels that complicated. Anyway, I also have some terrific big lighting. I've got these 2 big lights over here. I move those all around the studio. So sometimes I do set up for taking, like photo studio pictures. But if I finish a piece of art for a YouTube video, this is the way to go to get some really nice pictures that I can get up on my computer and into a video very quickly, easily, and have nice quality pictures. I also have a nice, expensive camera, not my phone, that I take pictures with also. Anything that's going to be one of my premium video projects, that we take really, really elaborate glam shots for that because we want those to look really crisp and clean, and I want those to be print quality. So in other words, there's different applications for different methods depending upon your end use for your project and what kind of equipment you have. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I take pictures, and I hope it's helpful to you to, get you be able to take some really nice quality pictures of your pieces of art and really make them show as beautifully as you've made them. You put a lot of time and effort into designing your pieces, building your pieces, the cost of material, then the time and effort to fire them. So you really want to complete that entire, journey with some really beautiful pictures. And this is a great, simple, easy way to do that. Check out my blog. I have kind of another rundown and some different images on there following the same sort of ideas, quick tips for taking really nice pro quality pictures of your artwork. So please check out my blog. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you'll know about, and I have brand new videos when they come out. You'll be notified, you'll know, you can go right there and check out whatever is new, and that's lots of fun. Also, consider becoming a premium video member. We have exclusive content, new videos coming out all the time. The projects come with full-size printable ebook, project-specific firing guides, color images of the pieces under construction as well as completed, and step-by-step video instruction beginning to end, how to make the pieces, and lots of beautiful pictures that I would take probably similarly that we did here today. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, happy fusing!